call the Kitty Hawk Town Council to order this April 4, 2016 at Kitty Hawk Town Hall. It is now 6 p.m. Thanks, folks that came out. Hope we hear from you. And those folks that'll tune in later, we hope you listen and learn something from this local government. Would you join us with a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next is approval of the agenda, and I have to amend that because we have a budget workshop coming up. So instead of just adjourn, we'll do a recess. Other than that, are there any other agenda amendments? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the amended?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we have recognitions and presentations, and Police Officer 2, Jimmy Helms. He has 5 years of service recognition, and the thing that bothers me about this, I've been here long enough to see him come in 5 years and 10 years. And there's something wrong with that. How did that happen? All right, you're up.
Jimmy's from Currituck, was born and raised in Currituck, went to Currituck High School and then ended up going to college in the area, and he's done a great job for us after he graduated from basic law enforcement training. Also has his bachelor's degree, and he's done an excellent job. He's currently assigned to as a designated traffic officer. Anytime I have any issues on the side streets, his sole purpose is to or on 158 is to saturate that area and show and choose enforcement actions and talk to the motoring public. He's also a general instructor where he can teach basic law enforcement training and in-service training. He's going to soon go to he may not know this, but to the defensive tactics instructor. So when we have in-service, we can work on our defensive tactics. He's a great asset to the police department. He has two small girls that are Anne-Marie and Claire, that are beautiful little ladies, and he lives here on the beach, and he's just a great asset to the town, and he's a joy to work with. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining our police department. We're always glad to have local talent, local, homegrown. It makes you more responsive to what our people need. So we thank you for being part of our town staff.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have a new finance officer, Lillian Noble.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the Town Council. We're pleased to have introduce you to our new finance director, Liliana Noble. She comes from the Dare County Airport Authority as their finance officer. She's been the officer there for 8 years. Previously, she worked for Dare County for a total of 10 years. She's taken classes at the UNC School of Government for accounting, and she has a bachelor's degree in administration. So we're really excited to have Liliana as part of our leadership team. She's got a great personality, great sense of humor. She's going to be great to work with, and I think she has a willingness to learn, and we're really excited to have her be a part of our team, and just glad that she's here. We'd like to introduce her formally tonight for those that haven't met her yet. So, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. This is a wonderful step up for my career. I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm very excited to work for the town.
Well, thank you for coming on board. We certainly needed a finance officer at a critical time, that's for sure. And you know, a lot of times you're willing to learn and stay with us for a while. We appreciate that too. So that's a benefit not only to you, but it's a benefit to the town. So thank you and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, public comment. I think I saw somebody sign up.
That was for one of the public hearings,
Oh, okay, all right. So nobody signed up?
not the comment.
Anybody wish to speak at this part of the public comment? Let the record show no one came forward. Consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda if there are no changes? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Do I hear a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's approved. We had nothing removed. Next, we're in the public hearings. We have two of them. One is a conditional use permits and bounce house down at the strip mall. Do I hear a motion to go into public hearing?
Motion to go into public hearing.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, we're now in public hearing. You gotta swear him in for a bounce house.
Amazing, isn't it? You got the wrong hand.
All right, Rob, fill the public in on what we know.
All right, this application is for a conditional use permit for a indoor bounce house to be located at 3809 North Croatan in units F and G. Our zoning ordinance doesn't specifically address an indoor bounce house use, so for zoning purposes, we're looking at this as a game room, which is allowed in the BC1 as a conditional use. The proposed use would create about 2,800 square feet of space for the indoor bounce house. The use would be intended to serve children ages 2 to 12 and would include inflatable slides, bounce houses, and obstacle courses. The applicant has stated that it would employ 5 part-time employees who would be educated in the safety and use of the equipment. The equipment must have an inspection done by the Elevator and Amusement Device Bureau of the Department of Labor prior to opening, and I believe it's an annual inspection also. The applicant's also going to have a liability policy in place. Out of all the zoning requirements, the one that I wanted to mention, just because I've heard a question from one of the other staff members, is parking at the location. The requirement listed for game rooms is 1 space per 200 square feet of gross floor area. That puts it at 14 spaces for this use. And I guess my opinion is that that 1 space per 200 square feet was probably intended to more of like a arcade type use, more of a traditional game room that you might think of. I don't think that this use would be quite as intense as that. Probably wouldn't take as many as 14 parking spaces. In any event, looking at the existing uses on site with this proposed use, it still meets the required number of parking spaces to be on site. One thing is with 41 spaces on site, ADA requires a minimum of 2 handicap parking spaces. Currently, there's 1 on site. This might be an issue where the owner of the development might need to add in 1 ADA compliant space to bring it up to today's standards. Other than that, the planning board reviewed this at its February 11th meeting and unanimously recommended approval of the conditional use permit. The applicant is here. If there's any questions of her, and with that, I'll turn it over to the council.
All right, anyone have questions of Rob before I call for anyone that might want to speak?
No, sir.
All right, did someone sign up? All right.
David Hunt?
Good evening. My name is David Hunt. I'm a business owner and resident of the town of Kitty Hawk. I think by now the town council knows my opinion when it comes to businesses. I think they need to be as pro-commerce and pro-business as they can. Any chance that we have to support a new, especially a small business in this town, I think small businesses are the backbone of our economy here. I think anything that the town council could do to help promote that, I think it should take any effort they can to get that done. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
No one else signed up.
Anyone else? Anyone out there that does want to speak? All right, council, you have anything of Rob before I turn us back? No? Do you hear a motion to go back into regular session?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, council, we're back in regular session. Time to make a decision. What do you want to do with this?
I'll make a motion.
All right, please do.
I move to grant approval of the proposed conditional use permit to allow the establishment of an indoor bounce house at 3809 North Koreatown Highway, Units F and G. Town council finds that the proposed use is consistent with the town's adopted Campbell Land Use Plan and finds this to be in the public interest.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it. It's gonna have a place to bounce around. All right. Next one is the text amendment to several sections. I won't read them all off, but they deal with mobile homes and placement of mobile homes where they can or cannot be. Do I hear a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are in public hearing. Rob?
All right, included in the proposed text amendment, as you mentioned, there's a number of amendments. Most of them are pretty minor, just kind of clarifying, adding in language to clean it up. Essentially, all the amendments are an effort to clean up the zoning ordinance regarding the placement of mobile homes. Currently, there's some inconsistencies that exist in the ordinance. The mobile home park ordinance states that all mobile homes are to be placed in an approved mobile home park. However, there's individual zoning districts that currently allow mobile homes as a permitted use by right on individual lots, which contradicts that 42-616. The proposed amendments, if approved, would allow mobile homes to be placed in approved mobile home parks or on individual lots in the VR3 zoning district, which will kind of take care of the inconsistencies and also keep the town compliant with General Statute 160A-383.1, which kind of regulates that the town can dictate where mobile homes can be placed, but you can't zone them out completely. During the planning board discussions, some confusion also came up between mobile homes versus manufactured homes. So I've included a definition for manufactured homes, which is essentially the ones that were built after, I think it's June 15th, 1976, that all meet the HUD standards. And as part of that, all of the districts where they make reference to mobile homes, I've also included mobile homes or manufactured homes, so we cover both of them. Also point out that there was also discussion about how the amendments might affect modular homes. Modular homes wouldn't be affected by this, as they're not built in a factory like a mobile home or manufactured home. They're built in segments and then brought to the site, and they're all built to local building codes rather than the federal HUD standards. So those would not be affected by these changes. I guess that was the brief rundown, if there's any questions.
I have to tell you that I've owned two mobile homes. I started a family in two, what we call them trailer houses. We didn't call them mobile homes then. And the fact that they had changed the names and the characteristics the way you've just described, I had no clue. Anyway, the first home I brought my family into in this community exists today. It does. I won't tell you where, because somebody won't take it down. Anyway, I do have a question. I just want to clarify something here. On your second page, third paragraph down, you say, should the town council wish to clarify definitions and how they relate to the proposed changes, staff offers the following suggestions. My question is, in the proposed approval, is that all taken care of? It looks like it is, but I want to be sure that we're not talking apples and oranges here.
Yes, so the attachment to the staff report, I made the full list of all the amendments and referenced that in the suggested motion, that it ties into all the
All right,
changes that are in there.
so if a council member makes the motion that you recommend, we've covered all of that.
Right.
All right, I just want to be clear about that so that we didn't inadvertently have something left out there. All right, council, anybody have a question for Rob?
No, sir.
Anyone signed up? Anyone wish to speak? All right. let's make clear to the public that might listen later, modular homes are built homes. They're a stick-built home, they just come in sections. And we have not, or we are not about to do anything to disrupt being able to put those anywhere in Kitty Hawk as long as they meet the code, all right? I want to make sure we're clear on that, because there are people that, might misunderstand. And there were 3 different definitions here to try to make that clear, but just in case. Modular homes are still good, just like if I went and built a stick home, not a problem. All right, any more questions? Nothing? Do I hear a motion to go back into regular session?
So moved.
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're back in regular session. What do you want to do with this, council?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor.
All right,
I move to adopt the proposed text amendment amending the subsections listed within the attachment to this staff report regarding placement of mobile and manufactured homes within Kitty Hawk. Town council finds that the proposed text amendment is consistent with the adopted Campbell Land Use Plan and finds these amendments to be in the public interest by creating greater opportunities for local businesses.
all right, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you have your 2. Mr. Town Manager, we're already at your doorstep. Tell us something.
In the process of still getting the final budget together, I should have that to everyone towards the middle of next week to give you 5 or 6 days. I'll still have a meeting with the mayor later this week, but we're in the process of wrapping that up. It's been a crash course in North Carolina budgeting and laws and trying to figure out everything about the city, or the town. But by doing that, I think I've learned quite a bit, so looking forward to the work session on the 18th. The police department is in the process of completing their workstation for their officers. That was in the capital improvement plan this year. So their older workstations and desks are being upgraded to make it for a little nicer environment to write reports and to conduct business down there for those officers. Other than that, I believe that's all I have. Welcome our new finance officer once again.
All right. Steve?
The only thing I'll tell you is we're still at either 27 or 28 easements that we need, and I can't tell you which it is because I didn't get back to the office before 5 o'clock.
Okay, I think it's 27.
I think it is,
And I
but
think we're in kind of a static situation. on
we
that.
are in a static situation, and when we go into closed session tonight, we'll be talking about that, so you can give me some instructions on what to do from here. But other than that, I don't have anything else to report to you.
All right, council? Jeff?
I don't have anything.
Lynn,
I just
you?
have one thing. The crosswalk markings on Virginia Dare Trail, Highway 12, for everyone crossing over to go to the beach, some of them are practically not visible. If you don't see, if the sign doesn't catch your eye, you're coming up to an intersection, you don't know where to expect people to be walking across because you can't see the marks on the road at a lot of those crossings. Is there any way Andy could get to DOT and push them to possibly mark them before
Yeah,
the
I'll
season
follow up
starts?
with Willie. We'll definitely take care of that and get back to everyone.
Willie, did we do that on the crosswalks, or did NC DOT do that?
We have, and they are aware, that road is scheduled for resurfacing this fall, and they're trying to put as little money in it as they can.
Okay, yeah.
But I will definitely let the traffic safety officer know, and hopefully they can get, even if it's just their temporary stuff, and they don't have to put down the thermite, it would be just as well, just something for the season anyway. But I'll let them know something tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
That answer your question? All right, something will happen, one way or the
Yeah,
other.
paint would be fine, just so we can see it.
Okay. All right, Irvin?
Just like to welcome the Lillian, our new finance director. Glad you're on board. Thank you.
Is it Liliana? Liliana. Okay, that's what I thought. Welcome, Liliana. Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, the only comment I'm going to make is that Andy has had some folks, citizens basically, contractors and the like, I guess, come to you and say that our inspections department is they're the best on the beach. That doesn't surprise any of us, but it's nice for them to say so, and I thought maybe the public acknowledgement of that was in order. So thanks to that, our police department gets accolades all the time, and fire department does. Sometimes the building inspections and planning department doesn't get that just because of the nature of things, but believe it or not, they do, and they deserve it, and thank you. All right, with that in mind, we're to the next public comment. I assume no one signed up for that. Anyone wish to speak at this public comment? All right, let the record show no one came forward. I'm going to make a motion to go in closed session in accordance with North Carolina General Statute 143, TAC 318.11, A3, to protect the attorney-client privilege and to discuss potential litigation involving condemnation of easements for beach nourishment. And North Carolina General Statute 143, TAC 318.11, A1, to approve closed session minutes from July 7, 2015, and September 21, 2015. Do I hear a motion? Or do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're now in closed session. Everybody out.